In July of 1962, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev reached a secret agreement with Cuban Premier Fidel Castro to place Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba to deter any further invasion attempts by the US. When the US discovered the Russian presence, a blockade was enforced to stop more Russian missiles being sent to Cuba. A Soviet submarine was detected near Cuba, and several US naval destroyers dropped low intensity charges to get the submarine to surface. The captain of the submarine took this as an attack and ordered a nuclear torpedo to be launched at one of the destroyers. But, fortunately, one of the high ranking officers was able to talk him down. They then surfaced and awaited orders from Moscow. This is one of many instances where we came extremely close to nuclear war. But what are the chances of nuclear war? Martin Hellman, a Stanford professor, said that the risk of a child born today suffering an early death due to a nuclear war is at least 10%. Here's a map of nuclear targets in the US. The purple triangles are a 600 nuclear weapons instance, and the black dots are a 2,000 weapons instance. Something I want you to consider is that at the height of the Cold War, the US and Russia had a combined 64,000 nuclear warheads, and that's not taking any other country into account like China. Here is a map of the general safest places in a nuclear attack in the US. If you're wondering why, let's look at the nuclear target map again. Assuming that this hasn't changed, you can see that Northern California, Southern Oregon, Central Idaho, Southwest Texas, and Northern Maine have the fewest targets in their general area. Obviously, you want to be as far away as possible from any nuclear explosion, although something else you have to consider is the fallout. Fallout is the dust, dirt, sand, grime, basically anything that is picked up into the atmosphere from the mushroom cloud. It is called fallout because it literally falls out of the sky and is very radioactive. As you can see by looking at the picture of the radioactive debris from a test site on this map, fallout can be carried a long way. It is also dangerous to your health. According to Quartz, quote, with radioactive fallout responsible for 3,400,000 to 6,900,000 American deaths from 1951 to 1973, end quote. If you have a nuclear fallout shelter, stay inside for at least 48 hours. Then, the radioactive fallout will be about 1% as radioactive as when the bomb first detonated, meaning it has a short half-life. On October 30th, 1961, the Soviet Union tested the largest bomb in history. It was named the Tsar Bomba, which means king bomb. It was about 50 megatons and the mushroom cloud was about 42 miles high. Fortunately, the bomb was not practical to be used in a real attack for several reasons. One, the plane only had a 50% chance of survival, and two, it was so large that the plane that dropped the Tsar Bomba had to be modified to be able to carry the bomb. They cast a spell right from the start. Deep within them lies a smile that never dies, to thrill and still my heart. There 'neath tropic skies I found a paradise, as round my heart they overlay. How I idolize. The United States performed nuclear tests between 1945 and 1992 as part of the nuclear arms race against the Soviet Union. The United States conducted around 1,054 nuclear tests, which include 216 atmospheric, underwater, and space tests. Most of the tests took place at the Nevada Test Site and the Pacific Proving Grounds that are located in the Marshall Islands, plus an additional 3 in the Atlantic Ocean. 10 other tests took place at various locations in the United States, including Alaska, Nevada, Colorado, Mississippi, and New Mexico. Earlier, I said that fallout is radioactive and is dangerous to your health, but what does it mean if something is radioactive? Well, a substance is radioactive if it contains unstable nuclei and is able to naturally release energy in the process of shedding high-speed charged particles, which basically means that the nucleus is storing energy and needs a way to release it in an attempt to reach a stable state. Something else that is important to mention is there are three types of radiation: alpha, beta, and gamma rays. Gamma rays have the strongest penetration strength but the lowest ionizing ability. Ionizing radiation can remove electrons from atoms. This can cause cancer and mutations. While alpha rays are the least penetrative, they are, however, the most ionizing. So while they cannot even penetrate your skin, if alpha particles are on your food and you ingest it, you could get cancer from the ionizing radiation. This is important to take into account when building a nuclear bunker because there is something else called half-value layers. What this means is that any type of radiation's energy dissipates as it passes through materials. So half-value layers means the thickness of a certain material before the original energy is cut in half. With steel, 1/2 inch will cut the original energy in half. So if there was 1,000 rads, which is a lethal dose, and the door of the vault was a 1-foot thick steel door, there would only be 0.0000596 rads that pass through, which is less radiation than a banana has. If we stick with 1,000 rads, 3 feet of dirt would only let 1 rad through. I really enjoyed making this video and plan on making more right away. My next video will be about how to survive a nuclear attack. I got the inspiration to make this video from Lemino's video Grazed by the Apocalypse, and would recommend you go watch this video. The link is in the description, and I give credit to some of the clips in this video to Lemino. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Produced by Archer Productions.